the steps backwards are part of the dance. You'll find your rhythm when you realize this. When you realize that just because you made a mistake, just because you fell and you had a setback, there was a hurdle in your life and you couldn't get over it, even the setbacks are part of the dance. Even the setbacks, the mistakes that you might make, those are all a part of it. Those are all a part of life. I feel like a lot of us, we think that when we make mistakes, when we fall back into certain habits, certain lifestyles, we think that it's over. We think that we lost all this progress that we've made. But even the steps backwards, those are still a part of the dance. When you dance with somebody, when you dance by yourself, when you find the rhythm is going forwards and backwards. And that's when you find your rhythm, is when you realize that the steps back are as important as the steps forward. Because you need to learn and you need to grow from those mistakes. From the steps back, those steps that you take, and those steps will always happen. It doesn't matter what stage of life you're in. It doesn't matter what step of the dance you're in, there will always be setbacks. You'll always face problems and things will always seem to go wrong. Things will never go right for you. It doesn't matter who you are, it doesn't matter how much success you've had, you're always going to have steps back. You're always going to have problems in your life. You're going to make mistakes. But once you realize that making mistakes, falling, that's just a part of it. That's an important part of it. We have to stop beating ourselves up for making mistakes. Stop beating ourselves up for taking steps backwards when we always take steps forward. We've been doing so well. We've been taking so many steps towards our goal, towards that person that we want to be. And then one day we just crash out and we lose control of our emotions. And now we're like, all the progress that I've made, the person that I want to be is so far away. But by making mistakes and by taking those steps backward, it's a part of it. It's a part of life. Nobody is perfect. Nobody is never going to make any mistakes. And once you realize that, that's when you find your rhythm. That's when you're like, okay, I made a mistake, move on. I made a mistake, let me learn from my mistake and let me move on. I feel like a lot of us, when we make a mistake, when we take steps back, we beat ourselves up way too much for it. We think that we're this person, and when we mess up, we're bound to mess up. But when we make that mistake, we're so down on ourselves and we lose hope. We lose hope because we're like, I'm not the person that I thought I was. And then you fall into this hole that you never get out of. But once you realize that those are mistakes, those steps back, those are part of the dance, that's when you find your rhythm. That's when you keep on going. That's when you understand that steps back are as important as steps forward. Stop beating yourself up for making mistakes. Stop beating yourself up for not reaching the goals by that deadline that you thought you would. You aren't getting the results that you wanted and you think that it's a step back. You had a good week where you went to the gym every day, you worked on your business, you studied every day, but then the next week you fell behind. And now you're like, I'm never going to get back to that place in my life. I'm never going to get back to that position where I was doing everything I needed to do, where I was taking so many steps forward on my journey, but now I'm taking steps back. And you beat yourself up for it. You feel bad about it. But it's important to understand that those steps are necessary and everybody takes steps back. Everybody makes mistakes. Nobody is perfect. Stop treating yourself like you need to be perfect. It's okay and it's good to make mistakes, but it's not okay to beat yourself up for those mistakes, and it's not okay to keep on making the same mistake again and again. We need to learn how to move on from those mistakes, and we need to learn how to be better once we make those mistakes. We take steps back, but we have to also take steps forward. You'll find your rhythm when you realize that Even the steps backwards, they're part of the dance too.